Hi everyone, this is Jim. I had an incident recently in a Lightning game that I played where a shape I thought in the corner that was alive turned out not to be alive. So I thought I would review the corner shapes, and uh, and so that's the motivation for this video. And I'll come to the particular shape at the end, but we'll start with some simple shapes. The thing about the corner in Go, it's sort of like the rook pawn in chess. There's all these rules about how you promote pawns in the end game, or how you win with a rook and a pawn, and a rook and pawn end game. And then there's always these special rules in case the pawn is a rook pawn. So these corner shapes in Go are the equivalent of the rook pawn in chess, I guess. So here's a typical shape on the side, and shape is alive. This is known as the bent four. Even if it's black's turn to move, he can try and split this up, but wherever black goes, white can always play to block it, and this creates two eyes. There's an eye here and an eye here, and black can't play there or there because it's suicide. So this shape is alive, and similarly, if black went here, white would go there, and the shape would be alive. But in the corner, things are different. So the second row here, yeah, I had a corner shape. So here's a bent four in the corner, and yeah, it's black's turn to move. So let's proceed. So black wants to try and bust up this shape. He takes the point at M1, and then white, in order to create two eyes, plays at N1, and now white has two eyes, right? There's one here and there's one here, and black can't play there because that's suicide. But what makes the corner difference, and the reason why all these shapes have special rules in the corner, is because of the other move. The move at N2 is legal because it captures the stone in the corner, and so this is a ko. So this bent four is alive normally, but the bent four in the corner is a ko. And in fact, by Japanese rules, if you have the game ending, both sides pass, and there's a bent four in the corner like this, the shape is considered dead, and all those points go to black. And I guess the reason is this ko is very favorable to black. So white blocks, black wins the ko, and now white has to have a big ko threat. If white just plays somewhere and black chooses not to respond, black can play here, and then this is dead. When one more move, black will kill it directly, and if white plays here, then these three stones don't provide enough enough space for white to make two eyes. Black just plays back at N1 and kills that group. So it's a very severe ko. It wins the whole group if you don't win the ko fight. So white really needs to come up with some big ko threat here to prevent black from just playing back immediately. So anyway, this shape is good for black here. It's not a good shape for white. So let's talk about some other corner shapes. Another example is the rectangular 6 in the corner. And a rectangular 6, this is another shape that's alive normally. And here, let's finish it. Okay, it's black's turn to move. There are these two points in this shape which seem to be equivalent. And say black plays at one of them, then white plays at the other, and then, well, I'll put this on. Say black plays here and white plays here. Then what white can do is play here or here to make two eyes, and black can only block one of them. Say black plays here, then white plays here, and there's two eyes in this shape. So that's how the 6 in the corner normally, or the rectangular 6 normally is a living shape for white. Wherever black plays, either here or here, white plays the other shape, and it's alive. But, well, I kind of glossed over a point here that what black can do here is block this eye and force white to make this eye, and then black can turn this into a ko once again. And this is actually a very favorable ko for black. But there's an even better move here. The best move for black is actually to play at M12 here. So it's on the top and of those two positions. And actually this is just completely winning for black. There's not even a ko. This is just a win for black here. Black conquers all of those stones. And the reason is, say white plays here to try and make some eyes. Black just extends towards the side here. And the problem is that white is short of liberties. If white plays here, for example, trying to make two eyes, this cut here not only it kills the whole group. So and if white plays here, then playing there will kill the whole group. And the other choice is to just play here, in which case black goes there and makes this bent 3 shape, which is winning. Black is threatening once again to play here and kill the whole group. And if white plays here, capturing black's group, black just snaps back in the middle, or plays back in the middle, and that group doesn't have two eyes. So this is all just winning for black. And the key point to remember is you play at the point M12 here. You play in the upper of the 2 points, and if you just get an outright win in the bent 6. So the next space I wanted to look at, or in the rectangular 6 in the corner. The next space next shape I wanted to look at is the rectangular 8 in the corner. And this is where the phrase the 10,000-year ko shows up for the first time. So so this is the shape. The rectangular 8, of course, anywhere else on the board would be a living shape, just like the rectangular 6. There are these 4 points here. You can play in any one of them to give this group life. And if white has a turn, of course, white can play into one of those points, and this group will be alive. But it's black's turn, and black plays at L2 here. That's the most direct attack, similar to the case against the rectangular 6. And notice that it's closer to these stones than it is to the wall. Now, white will play a stone here at M1, trying to make a pair of eyes, or if white could get in the move M2 here, that would make an eye shape, and white would be alive. So black blocks it. And now white has a choice here. If white just extends in this direction, and then black can extend and white can connect. And this is Seki. So that means this group is not dead, but it's not alive either. And so these points don't count for either side. It's all just neutral territory. The reason it's Seki is that if black were to play here, white could capture that group, or if black were to play here, then white could capture that group. And the remaining space with the 4 stones in a row, or with the bent 4, it's not the bent 4 in the corner, it's a kind of bent 4 that white can live. So black doesn't want to play to either of those places. That would allow white to conquer the group and live. And similarly, if white plays in either of those squares, on either of those corners, then black can fill in the remaining liberty and kill the whole group. So neither side wants to play, and so that's a Seki. So let's see, we can back up. There are other possible outcomes here. If white is being a little more stubborn here and doesn't want to give in to the Seki, white can try to go for a ko here. Let's see, with this move. Yeah, going for creating a second eye in the corner here, and black plays at L1 there, making this little triangle shape. And now this is a ko. There's a ko fight over the stone at M1. And well, I guess if white can win this ko, maybe white has chances of living here, but seems like kind of a risky business. And well, anyway, it's a fight. It's complicated, and I can't think. I don't think I can explain it any better than that. I think you just have to play around with it and see what happens. But I think the safe choice here, if you're white and you get into this situation, is to go for the Seki like this, because at least then you don't lose those stones in the corner, which would be, it's a big haul for black if black can capture all of those stones. Okay, so finally, let's go back to the beginning and look at the shape that occurred in my game that I thought was alive. And this has a name. It's called the bulky 8 in the corner. And let's put it on the board. And okay, let's leave that off. Yeah, so if it's white's turn, white can place one more move here, and that would be at B12. And and then that would make this alive. White would be able to make some eyes there, a pair of eyes there somehow. But it's black's turn, and black plays here, and that actually, well, turns it into another one of these 10,000 year Ko's. So with best play, actually, I was playing this in a blitz game, and I ended up losing that whole group here because I didn't defend in the most accurate way. But the way to turn this into a 10,000 year Ko is, well, you block from this side, and then black extends, and then you block here, or you place a stone here. Now you've got two eyes, and black has a choice. Black can either leave it like this, where it's a kind of a Seki situation. It's neither alive nor dead, or black can play here and turn it into a Ko and fight over that stone there. And if black wins the Ko fight, then black wins the whole corner. So, I mean, that's the best you can do here, is place those two moves. But anyway, I just thought it was funny because this shape, when I played it in the 9x9 game, I was very sure. I was really sure that that shape was alive, that black couldn't possibly kill it with just one move. And then after this move, I really had to struggle, and I was very surprised. So I went and looked it up, and that's where I found out about the 10,000 year Ko. And anyway, it's such a cute name. I had to show it. And you can find out more about the 10,000 year Ko and these corner shapes on Sensei's library. I'll put a pointer to that in the description to this video. So that's it for the lesson of this video. Let's play a game. Oh, here's a game. Let's see. I get to go first. Let's take a corner. So a pretty evenly matched game. Okay, takes the diagonal corner. That means we're not going to get a cross game. I'm going to go for the orthodox setup, which is the way I've been playing recently. It's you have one 4/4 point, and the other one you have a 3/4 enclosure, and the enclosure is facing the 4/4 point. And the idea is to build a territory over here. Of course, white immediately steps in to break it up. So let's see. I could try pincering this stone. Normally, I don't do a pincer, so I want to try and learn how to do that. I often play here at like J11, just kicking that stone. So let's see how he reacts to the pincer. I'm trying to get some experience. Okay, so he goes for the corner. And what's the best way to defend the corner? I want to have at least some space in the corner, and I want to limit how big his group grows. Yes, so he can make some space like that. Let's not allow him to cut through there. Let's make a solid shape here, and then let's make a pillar over here. So I don't want this group to get very big, but it can go out into the center. Yeah, that's probably good enough. Okay, so I have a small corner over here, I guess. Maybe he's going to try and kill it. Should I place... So I have a choice of trying to playing one more move over here to make sure this group lives, or to attach or approach one of his other corners. I think I'm going to be conservative here. I don't know if this is alive or not yet, so I'm going to try and make sure I live in the corner. So they have, I forget what it's called. Yeah, there's this choice. There's big moves and there's urgent moves. Urgent moves are, you're playing to save your life, and big moves are you're claiming lots of space. So the rule is you play urgent moves before you play big moves. You have to make sure you're alive first, and then you can try and gain more space. Yeah. So when I approached this corner, he kicked it like that. That's a reasonable move, but it allows me to build some influence on this corner. I mean, on this side. And then let's approach on this side. Let's do a high approach here. Since these stones are low, maybe a high stone would be good. And let's surround that. Let's hane that stone. And he pulls back. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Let's fix this shape. Prevent the cut. And then, yeah, so he's going to try and branch out into the center from this group. I was thinking I could branch out in this direction. He's kind of putting pressure on these stones over here, but I believe these are alive, so I'm not too worried. And should I Hane or should I extend? Let's just extend. Hard to say. Hard for me to say. So when I'm doing that, I'm kind of giving him some big space over here. Let's do one more. And see how he wants to go. He wanted to come out on that side. That's interesting. I was thinking I might have a big move towards the center here and try and claim some center space as well as the sides. Okay, let's block him. He's creeping around this side. And yeah, so now I think it would be good for me to play another big move. So what's a big move? Maybe here. Or here. Just try and say, you know, I'm going to get all of this territory. And there's also over here, trying to keep his stones split apart. Okay, and he decides to kill me. I thought that did not work. Because those two, he hadn't played in the corner yet. So, okay, and he wants to try and cut through there. I want to make that difficult. Okay, so he's playing kind of in-game moves here. He's trying to expand his space as much as possible. That's interesting. I can cut through here, which seems useful, and I can expand up here. It's hard to, like playing here would like keep his groups separated and allow me to attack both of them. But I kind of like the idea of cutting through here and keeping these groups separated as well. Because this group looks a little thin somehow, a little shabby. So he's going to try and sneak in over here, I guess. That's funny. So is he really able to... Oops, that was a misclick. Oh, that's terrible. I wanted to play right there at B9. That's where I meant to play. Okay, that's dumb. Bad play by me, but what can I do? That's what I played. Yeah, he's eating up all this space, and all because I just misclicked. So if I stop him here, he's going to come out to the center, I guess. I mean, this corner was, this side of the board was my territory, and he just got to eat up all of that and got some territory of his own. That's a bad mistake by me. Let's see. Yeah, let's just try and kill that. See if he can make it live. He can make it live by connecting here. Yeah, and he can expand there. So what I want to do is play here, I guess. I want to get as much space in the center as I can to make up for all that territory I lost. Also, I want to, you know, I can reduce his territory using this little incursion over here. Okay, I guess I'm going to fill in this area here. Well, I mean, I'm drawing the boundary of this area here. This is kind of setting the limits of my space. His moves seem kind of slow. Like, I mean, this is kind of a big area for me. Okay, he connected there. Let's see, if he plays here,
10,
then
9,
unfortunately
7,
that will be annoying, so I need to play another move. I don't really want to play that move, but it stops him from coming in here. I mean, I would much rather play
4,
another move over here.
2,
Yeah, so
One.
he's going to try and seal me out of this area. I'm just being obnoxious here. Yeah, that's interesting. So he let me get another stone in there. There's a couple of cuts over here. Maybe I can make something. He needs to play at M5, I think. Or there. Yeah, so as to stop me from playing there. So if I play here, he will connect. I could try this cut here. Yeah, I guess this is not really working. I don't know. There's this little snapback trick. Let's see if he falls for that. He did. Isn't this, yeah. Yeah, this is a little trick. He needed to go after the stone at N4 first because there's that little snapback. So that's a neat little trick if you haven't seen it before. Handy to know. Picked up a few points there. Okay, so he's going to round up those stones. Let's see. I can, gain a point here. I can attack over here, and that also gains a point by preventing him from coming in here. And he has to play in here to to avoid losing this group. I could play here, threatening to capture. Yeah, so he plays there. Now this group only has one eye. But this thing that sort of looks like a false eye, I can't really get at. Let's see if I play here and he just seals it in, or I play here. Yeah, I can't surround it. So I think that's alive over there. So the next move is here. I'm just going to fill in this border as best I can. Gain as much space for myself as possible. I can't really tell who's better here. He's got pretty big corner over here. I have space through the middle, which I'm not usually so happy with. I'd rather have corners, and he has he has two corners, and he reduced this corner, and he has a share of this corner. Yeah, so he has two full corners and a share of the other two corners, and he has one side over here. He has almost all of it. Let's see. So he's playing there. I need to capture that stone. Then there's just this last point here, which I think is a dame. It doesn't matter if it's played or not, but I'm going to go ahead and fill it in. And he might be able to cut in here somewhere, so I should be thinking about that. A cut here or here or here. Those are the cutting points. Do any of them lead anywhere? He's probably doing the same calculation himself. Yeah, so he just captured my stone. Let's see, I am going to, let's see, I could fill in here, but let's seriously calculate this cut. Suppose he cuts here and I block it, and then he cuts here. He's actually, he's not quite threatening this group. He's only threatening this group after he takes away the last liberty. So let's play here, and then I can play, I do have one more dame point right here. Then I believe I am secure against all these cuts. Okay, let's see. I want to play this one here, though, I think, because otherwise he might break through with these. He's got a pair of cuts against this stone. And this would be, playing here would have been almost like a double hane. Yeah, he could have cut here and then played here with a double hane if I didn't secure this connection right here. So let's see if he wants to cut. He should either Cut or pass. He shouldn't waste time doing moves like that. Yeah. But I need to respond. So it didn't. That didn't hurt him to play that move. Just forced me to respond. So he passed now. I pass. And what is it? He has 45 points to 37. So it's 8 points of. He won by 8 points. So it's pretty close, really. But well, like I said, I gave away this side when I didn't have to. So I think that would have been a good game for me if I had kept that side. Let's see. His points came from 35 points of territory, 5.5 points of Comey, and 5 prisoners. I had 5 prisoners and 32 points of territory. Yeah, so I was close in terms of territory, within 3 points. Of course, I did pick up a few points with that little trick over here, but it just wasn't enough. Anyway, I hope you guys like this, and I will see you again soon. Bye.